Good, everybody. It's go time. Today is June the 6th, 2022. Most gracious Heavenly Father, God, we thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for another day's mercy. We thank you, God, for your grace and your love. Thank you, God, for this show. We thank you, God, for all the viewers. We thank you, God, for all the fans. We thank God for all the former guests. We ask you, God, that you bless this celebration on this evening, oh God, that you be with us, that you continue to be comfort us and keep us and all that is of you. We ask all these things in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. What's good, everybody? So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to turn it over to the night's host. The host, my man, Big John. He's a little bit more of an OG in the game than I am. So we're gonna let him do. Again, I don't know what's going on tonight, but we probably had a few pop-up surprises, comments. But you guys stay active, very active in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe to the Marvin Bennett Jr. Show on YouTube as well, because we got some major things coming real soon down the pipeline, like within the next couple of weeks, actually probably next week, where you'll be able to view from YouTube, but you have to be a member. You have to subscribe to the channel. So get the word out, share and like with all your friends. With that being said, tonight's host, John Singletary.
Yo, that's wild as hell to me that you would just hand the reins over. That is so wild, man. Everybody, welcome to the Marvin Bennett Jr. Show. This is a special show. We are commemorating 3 years in the game, man. Congratulations to you, man. You know, you gotta big up that 3 years in the game, man. They say statistically, the average podcast sputters out at about 3 to 5 episodes. More than 80% of all podcasts don't get past that magical 5th episode. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so kudos to you, man. You 100 plus in the game, man. You coming in rain, sleet, or shine, yacked up or no yak, you know. Man, and I'm super honored, man, that you just reached out. Like, you know, I knew he was gonna chop it up. Then you was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna let you do your thing. And I was like, I felt like Bobby Womack, man. I wish he didn't trust me so much.
It's all good and it's all love, man.
Hey, man, I'm following this on Facebook, man. I don't see. Oh, there we go. Congratulations, man. Our man Emmanuel Curtis, he's saying, yo, bro. That's what I'm saying to you. Run it up in the comments, man. Congratulate Marv, man. Marvelous Marv. You know what I'm saying? This is a big deal, man. And while I got the mic and while I have an opportunity, yes, Beverly, yes, this is going to truly be great because we are going to get to hear so many amazing insights from the man himself. I think most of the time when you come on, you be in host mode. So you don't really get to drop, you know, the vision, the why and all that. But tonight, you're not the host. So y'all about to get it. Y'all are about to get it. So I'll tell you a little bit about how our paths crossed. Tonight, our brother Kevin Danley was scheduled to be out co-hosting with us. And I've known Kev for a couple of decades now. And, you know, he kept telling me, he's like, hey, man, I got my fam, man. He got this podcast, man. You should check it out. So I checked it out and I was like, yo, Marv is a real dude, man. He's like, you want to be on the show? I was like, man, I'd be honored. Hey, the first time me and Marvin talked on the phone, it was like we've been knowing each other. We talked about everything, sports, you know, just the whole 9 yards, man. We were supposed to just do a discovery call about 5-10 minutes. We was on the phone for like an hour. And that just goes to show you, man, Marvin's a real one, man. That's why y'all been coming back week after week for 3 years. So, man, we kicking off this show Marv, you got anything special you want to say to the people before we get started with the Q&A and break it down to the very last compound?
I want to say a heartfelt thank you. You know, everybody congratulating me, but even in the pre-show announcement, I said tonight we're not celebrating me, or we're not celebrating the show. We celebrate us, because I can't do none of this without any of you guys. You know what I mean? Beverly, Rochelle, Toshiba, Laisha, all the former guests, all the people in the comments, everybody that done song. And I put the Cash App out there. The Cash App is out there on the social. We are taking monetary blessings and donations if you want to contribute. But I ask that you would do so. You'd be so kind. But I really appreciate all you guys for rocking out with me, for trusting me and taking it to the next level. Shawanda, everybody that always give me words behind Tane. Thanks to everybody that sent in videos. I haven't figured out how to play them on the screen tonight, but know that I treasure them. From Keith to Kia, to Deja, to Bev, to Lamar. Everybody that sent me something. And Kev too. Shout out to Kev, who couldn't be with us tonight. He going through some things, but we gonna ask everybody to keep him in their prayers. That he gets better. But yeah, man, Roddy Rock, all my Tajika family, all my Little Rock family, all my North Carolina family, everybody that's just rocking out with me, man, and going to continue to rock out with us, because we got some major things coming down the pipeline. And it's like, I was talking to my mom a couple weeks ago, and I had a real moment when I was telling them, I said, every time I think about pulling the plug, man, on the show, it's just like, man, what's the purpose of still going? Like, we done did it, we tried it, we did it, we've been successful. Let's go out on a bang, you know what I mean, while we still relevant, so to speak, or what not have you. And it's like every single time I get to that place, John, it's like somebody will send me a message, or somebody that I totally least expect to reach out. People that might not even be Facebook friends of mine. They hit me up like, yo, man, I seen this show with such and such. Y'all was talking about this and talking about that. And it really helped me, man. I don't even know how I came across this show, but it really was a blessing to me. It helped me out and things of that nature there, man. So, shout out to Ray too. What's up, bro? Appreciate you, man. But yeah, man, I just want to thank everybody and salute to you again, my brother. Salute to you and nephew LJ, the graduate. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, big ups to him on taking that next step in life, in his life journey. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I told you, I'm proud of him, you know what I mean? But I'm also proud of you, man. You one of them real ones, and I know I'm gonna have you on. I'm gonna try to get you back on sometime this month, because every May we do a Mother's Day show. Every June we do a Father's Day show. And I definitely want to have you on that edition on that Father's Day show, because I think it's really important to big up our fathers. We always hear about, especially in our community, that the Black man is missing and we need man to step up and all this here. Here it is, you're a single dad, been holding it down. Don't ask for no pat on no back, just doing what your God-given right is to do. And I always like to salute and take my hat off the men that's like that, man. So I'm really let you know that I'm proud of you, man. I see you, and I honor and I respect you as well, man, as a father. What's good, TJ? Good looking at number 74.
I appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Yeah. Run that up. Run them congratulations up, man. And me and Marv, man, we had a couple of conversations, man. He got some big things coming, man. I'm excited when we're gonna be able to have all y'all's comments on the screen. Man, he about to do it big. Y'all better. It's onward and upward up in here, man.
Yeah,
but man, I appreciate your kind words, man. And we'll figure it out. We make it happen. You know how it is. I'm always a call away. But I want to start off the show, man. I think it's important. A lot of us been rocking with you. I think I got a little over a year and a quarter, maybe even a year and a half in the game. Because I remember the first time I came on, I was clean shaven, man, and I ain't been clean shaven in over a year. So, so I got a little skin in the game. So we know what you rock with and what you about. But man, Tell us, what was the vision behind starting the Marvin Bennett Jr.? What inspired you? What was your intention with starting the show?
Good question, man. And it's like that answer never changes for me, and I clearly remember it too. People like, why show? I can remember just when the show first started, maybe 3 or 4 weeks before the show started. Actually, let me take a little bit back further than that. I was toying around. I posted something maybe 2018, 2019, like just throwing it out there. Like, man, man, and people always saying they like my point of view and my perspective on this and things and out there. I'm a real cat. I like to have real conversations. I was like, yo, man, if I did a show, would y'all rock with me? Just being funny, never really thinking about actually doing nothing or anything like that. And I was surprised at all the comments on that post and everybody, yeah, man, do it. You got this. You the perfect person for it. You got the personality for it, all this other kind of stuff. And, you fast forward to 2022, the Bible talk about AD and BC. I tell people that BC now stand for before Corona, before the virus. And it was like, I remember the very first show was June 9th, 2020. It was the same exact day as George Floyd's funeral. Rest in peace to George Floyd too again. But I remember when prior to George Floyd, couple of months earlier, I remember it was just a footnote on the news. I didn't even really see any stories. I seen it on the news for maybe 30 seconds and it disappeared. Rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery down in Georgia. And it was like all this different stuff was going on, man. And it was like, I thought about how much I love like Arsenio Hall growing up. Like that was always my guy. I watched the Bill Maher show, things of that nature there. So I've always been a big fan of late night talk shows and show platforms, period. And it was like, you know what? It's pretty cool that when something go on, where they got a new movie or they got a new book to promote, they get to come on these outlets and express themselves and their gratitude. Whereas us regular people, the non-celebrity, the ones that we all were frustrated with what was going on, black, white, education, the coronavirus, nobody having any answers, the vaccine, non-vaccine, masks, like everything was going on. And I know how frustrated I was. So I was like, you know what? Why not go ahead and create this platform to give regular people the chance to come on here, get some of those frustrations out. Let's talk about some things there because we're all frustrated. And we all know the more pressure that a pipe holds is going to bust. So let's create this platform where everybody can get out here. Everybody's opinion matter. Now, don't get mad if you share your opinion and people laugh at your opinion or think whatever. But I'm going to give you the space to share your platform and what it is that you're about, what you're frustrated about, how you feel about things and like that there. So when I said I was going to do it, I wanted to kind of create a forum between Arsenio Hall meets Bill Maher, where we can have a roundtable discussion. You know what I mean? Sometimes we might have one-on-one guests. Sometimes we might have a group guest. Like the very first show was, I had my youngest son on the very first show. Him, a few cousins, maybe like 8 of us on that very first show. And we were just talking about race relations and, we was frustrated with everything that was going on with police brutality, particularly in our community. So like that was the genesis of that show. And then we did the first show. The next week we did a show on education. And the next week we did a show on, just the ball just kept rolling in. Here it is 3 years later, bro. We still doing what we've been doing.
Man, that's what's up, man. And the congratulations. We just got another congratulations from let me see, Tori.
Yes, sir.
And then Erica, happy anniversary. We want to make sure that we keeping the people plugged in because like you say, it ain't no show without the people, man. So since that was giving the average person that doesn't have huge platforms an opportunity to come in and share their perspective, how they feel about it. With that being in mind, another question just popped in my head really quickly. So what is, considering the backdrop of why you started the show and all of the turmoil that was going on, what is the profile of your ideal guest?
Anybody that's ready to have a real conversation, real talk. That might sound like a cliche type answer, but we done did shows on Christianity. We did shows. One of my most memorable shows was I had titled it "Doing Life at the Time." I had a cousin that was incarcerated 16 years in Rikers Island, and we can only imagine, when we watch Shawshank Redemption and all these different things, like during that amount of time for you to come out, and now they got these things called cell phones and just getting reacclimated to society. I was like, yo, cuz, if you comfortable feeling like talking about it, let's talk about it, because you're not the only person. Everybody else has family members that may have been incarcerated, people that might be going through. They come back out. They don't know how to go about looking for a job, how to try to stay out of trouble, how avoiding the same things that got them in that situation, different things of that nature. So I definitely wanted to give him a platform to do that. We did a show on the WAP when that first came out, which was very interesting. What's good, Big Five?
Say, Erica say you got the taco meat out. Got the shirt open with the taco meat on.
Just for the ladies, just for the ladies. All right, Erica, don't get me started on you now.
Out there with the taco.
I know it's all
Okay, ideal. So we going into year 4 now. What are your plans, to make it bigger and better, go to the next level? LJ want to know too. You hear him back there.
So like I said, we gonna switch these platforms up. We gonna do away with the Zoom. We're gonna switch over our streaming platform, and that's gonna do is gonna give us accessibility to add a little bit more graphics, to put more titles up. Everybody be able to see the comments. I don't have to worry about trying to read all the comments before they disappear like we doing now on Facebook, things of that nature there. In the raw, not the pre-scripted controlled dialogue. You already know how we do, man. Men Paying All the Bills was the best show. Absolutely, Big Five. What's good, Big Five? That was another one that we did on whether or not a man should pay for everything. What's the role on those things? Just role identity. But yeah, like you say, going forward, I just want to make it bigger and better as possible. I'm not tech savvy. Like I tell everybody out there, anybody that is and have suggestions on how I could make things better, I can make things a little bit more smoother, please holler at your boy. I'm willing to take all the help that I could get. Yo, Big Rock, what's good, baby? Yeah, man. So that's really what I want to do, man. And I want to challenge everybody to help me get those guests and those topics out there that we really want to. Like, I don't want to have to necessarily. I don't have no problem with bringing back repeat guests and things like that there. But I also want to be able to talk about some of those things that we, like a lot of people not necessarily comfortable about talking about. Me, there is no
filter.
Yeah, there's definitely no filter, but there's really no subject that's off limits either. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to talk about anything. Only thing I avoid specifically is talking about my ex-wife directly. No bad blood, no good thing like that there. I just look at it.
That's smart. That's smart.
I just always say, I never want to put something out there.
Rochelle said we need a men versus the women.
Hey, let's do it. But like I said, how I end every show, giving a shout out to my sons. I would never want them to be able to look back and me portray their mother in a particular way, whether it's good, positive, negative. I never want them to feel like I'm talking bad about their mom. So that's the only thing I talk about. But I'm willing to talk about my divorce. I want to talk about being married. I'm willing to talk about my failures. I'm willing to talk about my successes. There is nothing off limits. I talked about suicide on the show. You know what I mean? I've talked about alcoholism. I talked about weed. I talked about mad different things. You know what I mean? Last week, we was 2 weeks ago, we got into the whole masturbation conversation. So different things. But the reason I was saying that I need to ask you guys for you guys' help is A lot of times we have these ideas and we love to have things that we want to talk about. It's just that nobody is comfortable talking about them. Or, I don't like to be on the camera, and we get, how that goes, man. You got two podcasts yourself, So, and I respect that too. I do. I get that. I totally would get that. But I'm like, the cool thing about this platform is, guess what? There's nobody in this room right now but me. You know what I'm saying? I don't see who's out there watching. It's not like an audience out there in front of you. So it's just a matter of getting on there, you hit and go, and we just sit here talking about it. But I would love to do a show with some homosexuals on there. How they got there? How do they feel? Like, you know what I mean? Do they feel ostracized? Even in today's society, just different things. And like Rochelle said, I definitely want to do a men and women episode. I want to get one on here with all you guys, Ray, Kev, Bev, military. The differences that you guys encountered being from different places in the country, and also from a male perspective versus a female perspective. Just different things, man. As wide as we could go, as broad as we could go, let's do it.
You ever thought about getting a co-host? There's a question for you.
So
you ever thought about getting a co-host?
A steady co-host?
Yeah.
I would definitely be open to it, because it would make my life a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? It's not like having
you get a young lady on here, man, that's as wild as you, man. That'll be
listen to me, man. One of my favorite co-hosts, and I've had quite a few. Shout out to Laisha, my whole co-host is with the Moses. She just celebrated her birthday over the weekend, so happy born day again. But one of my all-time favorite is, like, especially when I go back and watch some replays sometimes, Janelle Simone. Like, when Janelle Simone is on, it's always a good conversation. Me and her have good chemistry. So she's a singer though. She's an artist. She's traveling now, things of that nature there. But as much as she could possibly be on, I would love for her to be on with me, because she's comfortable behind the camera. We're comfortable talking with each other, and we interact very well. So I would love to see her as a co-host, so to speak, if I was to, had to pick one.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to have them hit that young Cash App a little bit more so you can afford to keep her on.
Y'all hear that, right? Let's go.
Hit that young Cash App. Where is it? I don't see it, but whatever it is.
It's on the pre-show announcement that I did yesterday. I forgot to put it in here today, just going live and getting carried away. But yeah, the Cash App is always the same, y'all. And I mean, like, whatever you want to get, like I said, no amount is too small. You want to give $1 episode or whatever the case may be. However you want to see a blessing, I promise you, like I always said before, when we always put the Cash App out there, anything that you guys donate is going back into the show, whether it be for cameras, whether it be for mics, whether it be for lights, whatever the case may be, just to get this like this new platform that we're going to is not free. Just like this Zoom platform that we're using, it's not free. All of this is coming out of my pockets, you know what I mean? So anything that you guys could do to help lighten that burden, so to speak, I would definitely appreciate it.
He said he gonna have some spots for ads. So if you sell something, holler at the Marvin Bennett Jr. show, and they'll put some ads on there, and he get some eyes on there. But he's starting at $250 if you want it on the front end.
Yeah.
$500 for half a season, and then you get a break $1,000 for a whole season. So hit him up for your advertising dollars. Hey man, we're gonna move on from the structure of the show. Here's a question for you. Off the top of your head, what are your favorite 3 episodes of your 3-year run?
Favorite 3 episodes.
Put that pressure on you, brother. I put that pressure on you.
Nah, I'm good. I got you. I was just reading Rochelle comment. I like that, Rochelle. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman proposing to a man. And we could get into that whenever we do that show, but those are good topics. Big Five said, living in America 1990 versus 2023. Excellent topic as well. Sound like it'll be a good conversation. All right, so my top 3 episodes. Wow. In no particular order, or in a particular order, I guess I can start that. I can say it like that. Just off the top of the head, and it might change if you ask me a month from now. But off the top of the head, that coming in at number 3 would be Through It All, Still I Survive, a book that these young ladies wrote, 9 different authors, and I had them on, and they were talking about how they overcame addictions and different things, divorce, all these different trials that women have faced. That was a real eye-opening episode for me. I had a lot of fun doing that one. What's good, Nicole? I was very proud of you. Keep doing with the drink, great things. Appreciate you, Nicole. I really do. I appreciate you. And thanks for joining in tonight. That was a very special episode to me. Let's see. 2 would probably be 2 is the easy way out, but the whole month of December for 2020, that was the year that we lost Bishop Everett, who's in the picture that me and Kev, I switch up sometime when Kev is on. We don't see Ali, you see me and my god brothers, and our Bishop, we lost him in 2022. Same weekend as Kobe passed. So that was it was an honor to actually be doing the show, feeling like he's looking down, proud of me, for walking in my truth, which he always encouraged me to do so. And we dedicated that whole month of shows to him. So just all the different guests from the school that he created, Maranatha Christian Academy, to having guys that were been his friends for over 60, 70 years singing together, people that came over to church, things of that nature. That whole month was dynamic. But then at number 1, like the one that I always go to for a laugh for me, because it's me and my bros, and it was like the first time of me being on this side of it and out of my comfort zone, was the very first anniversary episode with Lamar and Kev hosting. And that episode was oh man, especially when you watch the playback, because I was having technical difficulties, and it was just like the timing of those technical difficulties. It seemed like I would try to avoid questions. Like, it's just so funny when you watch the playback of it. It was truly fun to me. And while we still talking, and he asking me Q&As, you guys can put out there some of you guys' favorite episode too. Big Fire already said, the women.
Yeah, put y'all's favorite one. Run them up in the chat, man, so we can check them out.
Toshiba,
Wayne say you bugging.
The show where the panel was of men discussing manhood and fatherhood. The transparency was fantastic. Man, you bugging. Yeah, our episode was good too. Oh, now real talk. I didn't say it then, but that was one of my personal favorite ones too, with Big Fire and Jew, because we got ready to wrap the show up, and I never forget it. And Fire asked us a big question. Wayne, that's Wayne when I say Fire. He asked us something. He was like, "Yo, man, when I look at you two guys, man, I know we've known each other since back in our high school days, man." And he asked us, he said, when I see you guys, there's like such a peace in your eyes. And we really got to just tell them about our relationship with Christ and things of that nature there. And it was like, for one of the homies, one of my homie boys from the block, to ask me something so personal like that and be genuinely interested in it. Like, it really, like, I could just see how me and Jude, like, eyes lit up. So that was like one of my favorite moments in the show's history, definitely, hands down. The Sheba said, the show with the married couple, I'm so bad with names. I think it was your cousin. They were an interracial couple. I've never heard a woman speak about her man that way. Absolutely. Shout out to Amber and Keith.
Okay, Amber and Keith, yeah. Rochelle said she biased, but it was her episode on autism that was her favorite. She said she biased.
It's time to do a recap, Rochelle. Sam done graduated. He done moved, graduated. You done got your paper. Congratulations again, girl. We got to revisit that show again as well. Because special needs is something that's special to me. That's one thing I do like doing, John. I like to share light on situations that I'm also not familiar with. You know what I mean? I didn't come up with somebody that was autistic, but I can only imagine the difficulties and the struggles that you have, encountering something.
But it's also dope. It's dope.
And the one thing that I honestly believe it, and I see it all the time when I do encounter people like you, Michelle. Shout out to Tori, Miss Georgetown. It's like I've never seen any of you guys take on the mindset that is like a burden. I remember asking Rochelle, like, does she have a problem with disciplining him and things of that nature? You know what I mean? Because those are things that we don't necessarily normally think about. And then I also remember asking her too, like, what were some of the things that we could do as a community, of whether it be family, friends, neighbors, sometimes just to give you a time out, to let you go get your mani pedicure, go catch you a matinee by yourself, anything that we can do to lighten those loads and things of that nature there. But let's really get back to being community oriented, you know what I mean? And helping equip us so it's not such a foreign or off limit topic for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Listen, I love being a parent of an autism superhero, but yeah, if somebody would let me just go catch a matinee every once in a while.
Yeah. What's good, Big Jew? Let me see. Toshiba, what'd you say? The show where everyone came at your girl about how to abstain. I was being real. Other people were suspect. Yeah, abstinence was.
Abstinence. I know that was a hot time because I know people was like, "We grown."
Yeah. And like I told you, T too, like, and the truth of the matter is, everybody's not as real as I'm gonna be. So a lot of times people, they be wanting, because trust me, my phone was ringing off the hood. I was getting mad texts behind the scene. And what I would talk about with anybody is what I talk about with them. I never revealed none of that kind of stuff there. But I was like, I told you, I thank you for being comfortable enough to put your insecurities and your struggles out there, because that's the way we really get to where we need to be. That's the only way we get the real help that we get, or what, well, not necessarily help, but advice and everything else there. Doctor, you can't go to the doctor and not keep it real with them about your eating habits, whether you smoke, whether you drink, and expect to get, you know what I mean, good results. You got to keep it real with the doctor. And I feel like the same way. That's why I kind of want to use this show, and that was one of the things that kind of got me. And we're definitely going to revisit that topic too, because everybody was quick, especially the women. They was quick to, again, I don't name no names, but everybody was quick to, he's a keeper. Yeah, he'll keep you if you want to be kept and all that kind of stuff there. But then when I brought it up, I was like, yeah, he is a keeper, but he could also
He is a keeper, but can you give us the nuts and bolts? We don't want that spiritual answer. Exactly. We want to know what you're doing in the middle of the night when that thing on you.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that was the point that she was making. Like, what are some of the things that I could do? And I'm like, for everybody that's out there hollering here, keeper, guess what? He could help keep you away from that nightstand too. He can help keep you from buying all them batteries for them toys that you see what I'm saying? Well, let's talk about that then. Well, no, that ain't no sig. Ain't no, they don't say that.
Whatever. You had a little bass in your chest when you were talking about that.
Batteries on deck. Half the time, that's probably why some of them can't come on the show. Well, now I'm gonna just stay in the comments because I'm attending to them. I'm on a date right now.
Yeah, they say he can keep you in the comments, but well, now let me stop. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Listen, the struggle is real. Trust me, the struggle is real. Hey, so speaking of that, here's a question for you. You did say one of the shows that you'd love to do is to have some people from the LGBTQ community come and talk about their struggles. What are a couple of shows, since this is celebrate 3 years, let's give me 3 topics that you really want to cover, but you're having a hard time finding the right guests to cover the topic with the level of ethics that you really want to cover it with.
Definitely LGBT. I don't want to use the word fascinated to sound, crazy, but I really want to go what goes into the psychological aspect of transgenders. You know, that whole you feel like you're trapped inside of the wrong body. For the ones that are transgender and are spiritual as well, you know, how do you feel with that? Is that a conflict of interest for you to feel like you're trapped inside of the wrong body, but also to know that the scripture says that we're all fearfully and wonderfully made. God don't make no mistakes. So, like, how do you grapple with that? Like different things, like I said, just because. Now, the one thing that personally bothers me so many times is when people like to compare the two and act like they identical twins. That's the LGBT community as well as civil rights. They are not one and the same. Okay, you have the right, respectfully, you have the right to stay in the closet if you want to, so to speak. I don't know what the new word is for it. I'm updating myself, but you know, people, you know, we stayed in the closet. As a black person, I can't stay in the closet. I can't identify as being Caucasian and not get laughed or put in the psych ward. You know what I mean? So it's not the same exact thing. However, we all are fighting for something. So I would definitely want to do that. Just being a man, I definitely want to do more sports shows. I know the ladies don't like to hear that, but I definitely got to do more sports shows because that's our comfort zone. You know what I mean? I want to do football, the top 5, top 10 in football. We did one sports show that was an epic fail. It was the first one.
Wait a minute, it was an epic fail. What happened?
It was the first time doing like a live show on YouTube. This is the only live show that I did on YouTube. And it was like people were watching live and we couldn't see that they were live watching it because we was in here on the Zoom and we couldn't see the comments and stuff on the actual live feed. So I'm getting all kind of calls after the show. It's like, man, I can't believe y'all said this here and I can't. Well, I got the reaction that I wanted to. We just couldn't get it in real time because we couldn't see it. We were just interacting with one another who was on the dance that night. Michelle said I was just talking about that very subject with a friend. We found out through research it has a lot to do with hormone imbalance. Toshiba said your guest, who's a singer handles the LGBT conversation very well. She's not Erica. I mean, that's another one. So that's another vote for the co-host right there. She's talking about Janelle Simone, Jew with the eyes. Jew, I think I had read something up there too where you said Jew. Jew had said something about every show that he caught was being real respectful. He liked the interaction. Why do people get married? How do people stay married? That's definitely coming down the pipeline, Big Five. Absolutely. They were running with you too. That's how it goes sometimes. Good evening, happy anniversary. Thanks, Shakira. Hope you feeling better, Miss Lady. Yeah, man, but like Fa say, like, cause I'm actually gonna be doing a guest appearance on a show this Thursday night. I have all the information on my page, but we're gonna be talking about that topic there too. Particular, I believe it's do women need men? You know, I got a lot of sisters out here that say I don't need a man and things of that nature. There, we're gonna get in that conversation with my girl Tasha Green on her show. I believe it's the YSG Talk Table, but I'll definitely post all the information up. But continuing, like I said, just good information out there, giving people something to think about. That's another been an underlying purpose of the show, or one of my goals per se. With the show is each night make sure that people leave with a laugh. People have learned something, and if nothing else, leave you actually engaging yourself in thought. You know what I mean? Like, that's very important to me. Yes, sir.
So she would say she need a man. Oh, Nisha chipped in too. She said, yes, we do need men.
Yeah.
Hey, but I know this is a show for people like us that don't got these huge platforms, ain't rich and famous. But if you could have, well, we're gonna keep it with the threes. Okay, so 3 celebrities that you'd love to have on here that you just know would keep it real and have a good show with.
Oh man, that's a good one. Well, I was about to ask Dead or Alive, but if they're gonna be on the show, they would have to be alive. Let's see. 3 celebrities. I would say my fiance, but I don't think the world really ready to see us together, and I don't want the world to see. I want everybody to kind of see me how they see me, and if I was to get some Lathan on here, like I don't like that.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah. I said it. I already called Dave, Joe.
I'm gonna pull Boys in the Hood on you. No, she ain't your girlfriend. She my girlfriend. I put my PP in.
Like, nah, I said she ain't my girlfriend. That's my fiance. Sanaa all day. Sanaa all day. Yeah, absolutely. Tashim, you already know how I feel about Dave, but yeah, Dave, I would love to have Dave on. Shout out to my man Miguel, my big bro Miguel. He had mentioned somebody in the same thing when somebody asked me something similar to that too. And he gave me a suggestion, and I was like, yo, now me and my man, I think that we could have a real good conversation. That would be my man Trevor Noah. I would love to chop it up with Trevor Noah. I think we would have a good time together.
Yeah, that would be fire. Yeah, that would be fire for sure.
And last but not least, the GOAT. The GOAT. Nah, I don't even do Charleston White fly at all. I don't even watch
at all. No.
I don't watch nothing with on him.
No.
I learned his name just so I can know who to avoid. That's the only reason.
Come on now. Yeah.
Congrats, bro. Those that love you, man, and excited about all the great things with the show. Good looking D. And last but not least, I would just sit here for entertainment. That because nobody in the world has more stories than the great Iron Mike. Like you can't go wrong with Mike Tyson, yo.
Woo! Man, listen. Story after story after story.
Nobody has lived the life of Mike Tyson.
Nobody has lived that kind of life, man. I think sometimes Mike be telling stories that he be surprised that he didn't live this kind of life, man. My favorite thing is to go on YouTube and listen to other celebrities tell stories about their encounters with Mike. It'd be crazy. You see what the Locks was talking about? You see the one where the Locks was talking about, say, man, we're going to have to go and check Mike because he disrespected Eve, but they was all scared. They was like, man.
Like, yo, what Jada say, yo, sis, you might have to take one for the team.
You might have to take one for the team.
That's Mike, yo, that's Iron Mike right there. He said, Mike gonna bite you through the Zoom. Nah, he got the edibles now. He over the biting people.
Oh no, Mike's so zen now, man. Nah, he still every once in a while he say something that I know that I would probably lose a little bodily fluid if he looked at me the way he looks.
So Big Fire, if we on Zoom, I'll take the high mic. In person, I want the sober mic though. Just in case he have a flashback or something.
Facts. Man, since you say sports is your thing, then you know we got to talk about these finals. First off, we got 2 teams that nobody thought was going to get there.
Yeah.
Especially Miami. And then we've got the Jimmy Buckets effect, man.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about that, man. Who do you think is going to come out on top? And, man, do you believe in the Jimmy Buckets effect on Miami?
I believe the playoff, Jimmy. It might be a real thing, but I'm kind of 2020. Well, first of all, let me be clear. I had Denver. I thought Denver win it all, right? For the simple fact, I've been saying this for because I had took a hiatus from the NBA for a couple years, but ever since the bubble and coming back around and things of that nature, I've been trying to tell people, Denver's number one problem has been health.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
a reason that they've been the number one seed in the West for predominantly the most part of the season. They've been healthy. A healthy Denver, I don't really see anybody beating a healthy Denver. Their bench is so
Nah, they too deep, man. They can run bodies at you.
you can do at that at the as a like how you gonna have a center average and a triple double? Joker gets you 14 assists like it's not nothing. Like and so for that aspect, now what I will say too is though, it goes to show you how I don't want to sound like an old hater, but one of the reasons that I had kind of stopped watching the NBA because I had a hard time accepting that the game has changed. Do you know what I mean? And accepting the game for what it is today, right? I think it's a travesty that you could have possibly had two playing teams playing for a championship, bro. Like if the Lakers and Miami had made it to the finals, they both were playing teams. Like I don't think the quality is, and I attribute a lot of it to the money. And I always precursor by saying this: if anybody got to get the money, I definitely wanted to go to the players. Only problem with that is, I want the money going to the players, not the owners. You know what I mean? Because that whole slave mentality, how I look at that there. I don't care if it's $1 million and all that there. It's the same mentality. That's why we still call them owners. You know what I mean? You're a piece of property to them.
Well, they turned them into governors, but we still know what they are.
Exactly. So, but the thing that the downside of that is, like each one of us, even when I played football in high school, I didn't make it nowhere. You know what I mean? But I wanted to be the best quarterback that there was. Not just in my city, I wanted everybody to remember that played against me. Oh, this dude gonna be a problem tonight.
You didn't want to go play with some other good facts.
And it's like these days, I have a hard time for you. I have a hard time understanding why you would want to be the best that ever did it, have that mentality when you're the 11th man on the bench making $5 million a year. You know, it's like these cats don't care about being great. To your point, now these cats don't want to beat each other. They want to play with each other. I could have never imagined Reggie Miller saying, I'm going to go, well, I'm tired of me. I ain't got no ring. You ain't got no ring. Let's team up together.
I can't see that neither. I can't see that. And you don't take nothing away from him. He was still a dog. It didn't work out for him, but he was still, every night he came in and competed.
Absolutely. And it was like something like that. I think the last of a dying breed that we seen like that was probably AI. AI was like, yo, nah, I don't have to build a super team. Like, you know what I mean?
Man, that cat Dame Lillard, he built like that too.
Yeah, he is. They want to be great. He want to be great. It's very few. But Jamal Murray, I think he's the key to Denver.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Me and my brother talked about it. Like, it used to be a guy a couple of years ago who was hands down my favorite player in the league. He might have not been the best, but my personal favorite was Brandon Roy. Like, Brandon was a problem until he had
them knees, man. If them knees wouldn't have betrayed him, he was a problem.
And Jamal Murray is the closest thing that reminds me, not that they're the same game, but he reminds me so much of why I liked Brandon Roy. So that's kind of why I side with now Miami's not an easy out. I really seen them getting swept. I was really surprised that they actually pulled off game 2 in Denver. So I think that they might get another game, maybe 2 out of it. You know what I mean? Then we got to go into the whole integrity of the game too, like how much of it is real basketball versus when these networks are getting 460
networks, man. Yeah, the networks. Mm-hmm.
So you can't say that. Not that I don't want to say that it's actually scripted, but the possibility of it is definitely out there. When you talk, like I said, talking about almost $500 million for one game, per game. So as a business, why would I want to see it go 4 games instead of 6 or 7?
Exactly. They're gonna try to squeeze out at least 6.
Yeah, that's $1.5 billion more dollars. Got you. I don't want to get slapped. I don't even know what you talk about, Siegel.
Nah,
Dude said, keep my Lakers out your mouth. Yeah, them bums.
cause he said it. He said it in my Will Smith voice.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah, he said it in my Will Smith voice. So that's why Tashiva said I don't want it.
LeBron, but I always try to tell people, and while I'm talking about them sorry Lakers,
Yeah.
this is always my problem with the Lakers, right? Like, I got tired of everybody putting everything on Rusty last year, right?
Yeah.
If you want to put the blame on anybody, put the blame on street clothes. Who am I talking about? Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. He's not a dog. He is.
His name is street clothes. Like, dude, it don't matter what you can get me if you ain't never in the game. So we want to talk about why the Lakers ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. Let's talk about the fact that he ain't never on the floor. And this ain't no young boy no more. He been in the league long enough. You see LeBron he spent over $1 million a year on his body and making sure that he got to eating right, taking care of himself. But all the time you've been in the league, you can't find the right trainers. You can't find the right weight program. Like, I ain't got no respect for AD, yo. That mother new nickname is Street Clothes. I would never call him by his name again. He is Street Clothes.
Kind of hard out here for a pimp. And man, so we going into season 4, man, and you got mad support from the ladies, man. As a matter of fact, when we were doing the intro, you sounded like that DMX on What They Really Want. You was like, it's Latricia. That's what you sounded like in the beginning, man. So you got some topics coming up specifically for the ladies that you might want to hint at, tease at, talk about.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna be doing a guest show on that, but within this next couple of if not toward the end of this month, definitely the beginning of July. After we big up our dads and get a couple of father episodes out there. I want to talk about that on this show too. The whole concept of do women need a man? Do a woman need a man? With the ladies, I want to talk about that in particular. People views on marriage, like I think Fi asked a really important question, and it's funny that was even in the comments tonight, which is why it's just confirmation that I'm definitely going to be doing a show on that. Is because I don't want to sound cliche again like the movie, but why did I get married? I think a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. That's just my personal thing.
I would be inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, so I definitely want to get into that and get a little bit more depth in that conversation and ask people, like, why is it that you're getting married? Is it because that's what you're trained and you were taught to do? Is it a spiritual thing? Do you believe that, people like to use the Bible all the time? God said it ain't good for man to be alone, but I don't believe that God intended for everybody to be married either. I believe that it was situational. Like, I don't believe that everybody, because if that was the case, why would we talk about the 144,000 virgins? Again, back to those people that abstain like this. It's possible out there, the cloud of witnesses, 144,000. That's a lot of virgins out there. So that's people that have abstained. You know what I mean? So I don't believe that it's God's design for everybody. I don't believe in that. Well, there's somebody for everybody out there. That's not what I believe. I'm not saying that is wrong, but just Marv as an individual, I don't believe in that. So I would really like to get more in depth into that. Fi had said something about the music.
Yeah. The music and what's the impact it's having on our kids.
Oh yeah, that would be an excellent show too. Mark said, "What's love got to do with it?" Rest in peace, Tatum.
Facts. Lost a legend.
Yeah, man. I remember she came iconic to me. I remember, remember when we started dating myself again. Remember when we had the Jet every week, though? I remember reading the Jet magazine article many, many years ago, and it was talking about, this might have been late 80s, early 90s, and the whole article was about how Tina Turner had $100,000 insurance policy, catch this, on her legs. Not her as being, just on her legs, bro. I was like, yo, there's some hell of a leg right there, boy. $100,000.
$100,000 back in the late 80s on some legs.
on just your legs, not your whole body, just your
We
legs.
got people that don't got that on their whole life, and she had it on her legs.
Yeah. That's when she became an icon to me, because I'm like, damn, she's thinking ahead. Like,
Yes, Toshiba, her legs were fire.
they were.
Man, 3 whole years, man. So
Yeah.
what's next? What's next?
Mine, well, only thing I can say what is not next is giving up. You know what I mean? We're gonna keep on making it happen, man. And it's like, as long as I'm able to come on here, like I said, you know, read the comments from Marv, read the comments from Jewel, Big Five, Shakira, Toshiba, Rochelle, you know what I mean? Bev, everybody that's always interacting with the show and all that. Cause like, it's not that I don't necessarily be having the stuff to talk about, but that makes it that much better for me, like when you guys are actually engaged. So again, I think everybody that views the show, because I know that there's many people that view the show, again, because they tell me, I'm like, man, I ain't never see, because I can't never see who comes in the room, like, you know, like on Instagram, this one is joined, John is joined. I don't see any names. I just see the numbers as they pop up. So I never know who is who unless they actually in the comments. But I know many people that never commented on the show watch it, because I used to think they were lying to me until they get back. Nah, you guys were talking about this, and you had on this, and they had on that, and like, oh wow, you really were watching the show. Yeah, because I don't want to be I don't like to be in the comments and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm shy and this here and that there. So I really appreciate everybody like that too, but I really appreciate all you guys when we actually engaging together. You know what I mean? The fact that
somebody just asked why men wear tighter clothes than women.
we gotta have them young boys on for that. Shoot. I don't know nothing about that, Jew.
I don't know. Maybe they just want to. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that was a good one, Big Five. The fact that many people look at public assistance as a career. Get off that welfare. Yeah, anybody on welfare out there that want to come tell their story and why they so proud to be on welfare for the last 20 years? Not being funny. I swear I'm not being funny. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
You ain't being funny. You ain't being funny at all. There ain't no funny in that.
Of course, you know me. You know, like Kanye say, why you think me and Dame cool? We assholes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing pocketbooks and dresses. Oh yeah, we definitely not doing that. Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. Big Five, I got a photo to send our boy Jew, King James, with his pink dress on.
Don't send that pic out. That's photoshopped.
Like these days, boy, between him and Westbrook, and a lot of these cats though, man. Oh, no, I can get away with doing that. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me.
Yeah, that pic is photoshopped, man. That man's flavor is different than a lot of ours, but man, he do some good things, man. He the best basketball player of this generation, and he's a good person too. So shout out to LeBron. And the pink dress ain't real, y'all. If y'all thought that was real, they released a statement that was Photoshop. They took another picture and they photoshopped a pink dress on that man.
I don't know. It look legit to me.
You ain't seen this AI? They got people rapping, changing voices.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh my God, bro. Listen. For everybody that hasn't got on this whole AI music, it's absolutely crazy. I think it was last weekend. I listened to a whole concert, right? Because I was having a good time. Let's put it that way. I was having a good time, and I'm listening to the radio. I'm like, when did Big ever do Nas joints? And when did Tupac ever do Eminem joints? And it was like for about 2 hours straight, bro. Like Pac doing Eminem doing Jay-Z, like all, but it sounds so real, bro. It's scary. So anybody out there that doesn't know anything about this whole AI DJing and music and all that there, yo, give it a listen. And I want to know people's thoughts on that. Juice said, I'm a Laker fan, not LJ. Skynet, yeah, Mark, that's a good one too. I ain't even gonna share my opinion on LeBron as a basketball player. He's the greatest to play, the greatest B word to play to me. But off the court, undoubtedly, I totally love LeBron. Like, listen, LeBron can never do. I can never hate on LeBron when he opened the school, and I found out not only was it for if your parents didn't go to college or whatever the case may be, they could go. You don't have to pay for pencils. You don't have to pay for notebooks. You don't have to pay for anything. Like, cool, yo, salute to LeBron James for that. That was major. That was definitely a game changer. That was definitely a game changer. Like, that's actually giving back to the community and all that did. But on the sports show, you know, we're talking about coming down the road. I definitely want to get into that whole conversation of LeBron versus and y'all gotta be mindful, y'all gotta be patient with me because I'm gonna have some young guests on there. I don't think that it's fair to have just our age group on there. We gotta have some of these young cats come up here and talk about their perspective. Granted, they don't know what they're talking about, but we're gonna still listen to them. You know what I mean? Because I can think back to myself too. Like, I didn't necessarily want to hear nothing about George Gervin, who I grew to love and respect. The difference with me though is I've always been a student of sports. So I was the type of cat that I was watching modern day sports too, but I always went back and did my homework. I would go back and watch old Sugar Ray Robinson fights, Wilcox, and just a student of it. Or see if I can find a documentary on Bob McAdoo and who else? Pete Maravich. I still got a personal training tape with me Pete Maravich doing drills and things of that nature there. So I was always like a student of sports, period. So I kind of realized I'm a little bit ahead of the curve on that there. And all they got to know, some of these cats, they never seen Mike play. All they seen is LeBron play. All they seen is Kevin Durant. So they think Kevin Durant is, they don't know anything about Karl Malone. They don't know anything about Tim Duncan. They don't know anything, you know what I mean? David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon. So I still want them to be a part of the conversation too, just to hear them out. But I really want to get into that whole GOAT conversation because I don't believe that your GOAT. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that feel like your career is defined by championships, so to speak. Charles Barkley is a great. Reggie Miller.
Yo, people don't know, man. Charles Barkley. I know he be saying some clown stuff now, but he was a dog, man. The round mound of rebound. He was a dog.
No, I just don't like when it comes to LeBron. You said why so many people drop hate on LeBron. For me, to me, it's just different reasons. We're not about to get on LeBron for the rest of the night, but I just don't like his mentality as a basketball player. That whole because I don't believe that argument either. That other players make other players better. You may play better playing with certain people. Your game might elevate, but I don't think no player makes other people better. Scotty was not a better player because he played with Michael Jordan, or Steve Kerr was better because he played with Michael Jordan. They might up their level of game, but I don't think Mike made nobody better. I don't believe in that mentality. But the way LeBron goes about strategically handpicking who he plays for, his coaches and all that there, I don't know if that's I just don't know if that's in his best interest sometimes. Because it's almost like a mini version of Michael Jordan, which is why he sucks as the Hornets owner. Like Barkley said, I agree with Barkley, and I would lose my friendship with him over that too. He only likes to hire yes men, people that's going to do whatever he tells them to do. They're not going to give him any kind of pushback, and I don't believe that you could be successful like that there. I like to have people in the room with me that's, hey, nah, Marv, I think that you're wrong on this right here. All right, well, let's talk about it. Let's get there. I don't want nobody always bowing out to me because it's my show or it's my name on the show or things of that nature there. Nah, I need some of that pushback because that's how iron sharpens iron. You know what I mean? That's how we get better. by having these conversations. And I think LeBron robs himself of true greatness as far as he could possibly be great, because he's definitely great. But I think he robs himself of the greatest version of him by, hand picking all these people to be around him, from the players that he played with to the coaches and everything like that. That's my only knock on LeBron. Real talk though.
Yeah, I always tell people LeBron James, the player, is amazing, but LeBron James, the GM, is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when he first went to Miami. I mean, they got the rings eventually, but if he would have went to that Chicago team, they had the perfect team built around him for them to rack up all the championships. But no, he wanted to play with his friends.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm reading Erica Janelle comment there. So let's try to plan that out too, y'all. Let's do a show for the single ladies, right? Because I have got some inquiries about you too, John. I got some inquiries about you.
About me?
Yeah.
What I do? I ain't do nothing. I'm just out here minding my business. I'm innocent.
About you. People like before, I think the first show you was on, like 5 minutes, I was getting texts. Hey, is he single? Is he available? Where he at? All this kind of stuff. I definitely got some inquiries about you.
You just gonna pull me on the show? Well, I just minding my business. I ain't do nothing. I ain't even bothering nobody. I am staying out of the way, man. That's the part. I be staying out the way. I don't even be bothering nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, but what we could do is I want to work on doing a show for the single ladies with men panel where they can actually, because she keeps saying I can't see everybody. Well, we could do that, and we also do one for the ladies as well. You know what I'm saying? For the single men. Have a panel of ladies that's out there, that's available, that's looking. Let's make that happen. Almost like a dating game type show episode. Would y'all be down for that? See, there you go, John. Erica said, yeah, I was inquiring. I ain't say no names, EJ.
Erica said she ain't single too. That's what she also said. Now what?
I'm not even single. Oh, yeah, it's been a while since we talked. No wonder I ain't heard from you. That's what it is. Okay. I ain't mad at you. John, the way coming your way, I can host. Yeah, so what else you have before we get up out here, John?
What I got made me feel some kind of way. I'm like, I just came on here talking about what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Man, 3 years. Man, again, we got to celebrate you. We got to clap that up, man. That's a big deal. As a matter of fact, me and you got some conversations that we need to have, man. I got some ideas just so you can kind of test run some stuff. So okay, we definitely need to get together on that so you can look. And
you ready? I see you ready.
It popped right up on my screen.
My hacks.
Some people's children, I tell you.
She said John got lightheaded.
Nah, man, I was sitting up and trying to have a sit. I lost my whole train of thought. But yeah, I'm discombobulated, bro. I am discombobulated. I was about to have a whole conversation. I lost my train of thought, man. Congratulations on 3 years, brother. Over here minding my business, and I'm getting attacked over here. I ain't bothering nobody.
And yo, another thing that's going to be coming up. I gotta just figure out how I'm gonna do it and when we gonna do it. But let's be on the lookout. Probably not this year, but 2024, God willing. Now that everybody's back outside and things open back up,
Back outside, yeah.
I want to get some of these. I want to get a few live shows popping where we actually got an audience. You know what I'm saying? Where we can rent out a little spot. We could do the show. soon as the show over, we can party together, we can celebrate together, and have a good time. So I want to do one. I definitely want to do one at the crib in Jersey. I want to do one here in North Carolina, and I'll probably do one. I try to do one in the Maryland, D.C. area as well. So be on the lookout.
Come through. Yeah, come on through. But you right in the Raleigh, Durham area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that ain't nothing but a 4-hour drive down. So
man, listen, man, I'm saying I had somebody getting on me this weekend. Every time I turn around, you popping up somewhere. You don't never sit still. I'm single, yo. I'm single. I'm so.
And tonight when I talk to Sanaa Lathan, I'm gonna tell her you said that you single.
For now, because she still. I said we engaged. I'm just single for now until we solidify that date.
She got Wayne, you clowning? Why you clowning me, Wayne? Don't do me like that, bro. You say I'm about to slide on in them DMs and be like, "Hey, what's all that you talking about? I know you and your man ain't that serious, girl. You're so pretty. You should have 2 boyfriends. Don't worry about that."
Hey, that's it. That's why I said there ain't nothing wrong with a woman proposing to a man. Hey, women get to shoot their shots too. We got the WNBA now. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, why don't you? But you didn't. We talked about all kind of topics all night, and I didn't see this kind of unity on none of them other topics. And now all of a sudden we got this unified front, and they have in the comments high fiving. Yeah, you got it.
Hercules.
Yeah.
All right, congratulations on that, E. But yeah, man, like I said, we're gonna be out there. We're gonna be out there in these streets. Like I said, I want to definitely get these live shows popping and cracking. But I'll definitely keep y'all posted for that there. Everybody in Jersey, y'all see if y'all can find a venue for me that go, hold maybe about 50 to 100 of us. Like I said, because I definitely want to be able to eat, have a good time, party like we do back home afterwards, do the same thing in DC and do the same thing here. So yeah, I definitely want to make that happen though.
Yeah, man, you talking about next year, man. You gotta see if we can't make that happen later this year, man.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm gonna be up that way. Well, I gotta go through the Jersey the end of July. So maybe around August, September-ish, we can make something happen right before everybody go back to school. But yeah, I love the upper Marlboro area, that whole DC vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you know about Upper Marlboro?
Man, listen, I'll be out there on Richie Marlboro and all of I'll be deep in them streets up there, baby. Like I said, I'm so single, John, I don't even pack a suitcase no more. I just throw clothes in the trunk. I just throw it straight in the trunk, bro. Yeah, man, but I truly appreciate everybody, man. I appreciate all the comments. Like you said, Drew, you hit the nail on the head. That's what makes the show so fun, because we get to go off topic like that sometime and just have a good time with one another. And like I say, man, that was one of my heart's desire with the show. Like I said, making sure that everybody able to get a good laugh sometime, you know what I mean, here and there, just to take the pressures of life off just for an hour or two. So I thank y'all for being a part of that and being so successful at it. You know what I mean? Because like you say, I come on here, man, sometimes I be cracking up after the show, even after I ended. I'm still laughing at something that we was talking about or different things that was said. So I really appreciate that. Be on the lookout. Once I get all the business aspect of it, getting my LLC and all that kind of there, be on the lookout for merch. I ain't gave up on that there. I talked about that before. I want to get merch, different things that was said, like in the comments or whatever the case may be. Might have one of Erica's comments on a t-shirt out here. You know what I mean? And just getting some merch out there, and whoever came up with that particular phrase, being able to get it copyright or whatever the case may be. And that way you can benefit from it as well. One of my favorite ones of all time was, and I didn't even realize what I was saying at the time. I was just talking like I'm talking now, but You know, I was talking about how we were talking about entrepreneurship and being supportive of one another, especially like the Black community and everything like that. And the thing that I said that really stuck out with a lot of people was, you know, hookups are for high school. And what I meant by that is like, you know what I mean? Yeah, when you was working at McDonald's in high school and stuff like that, it was cool for people to come through. But as grown adults that's feeding families and taking care of children and all that did, I don't, whatever. I come to support your business. I'm not looking for no 40% discount or no back from the back. We go all the way back discount. I want to pay full price because I know that that's how you feed your family and that's how you keep a roof over your head. So I think that me personally, I think that hookups are for high school. This is one thing if somebody extend that to you, but I think it's real tacky of you as a friend or somebody that say that they love you to be reaching out, asking for a handout, so to speak. Well, I know you do this here. You ain't gonna charge me for a fare, are you? You know what I mean? Like, nah, that ain't cool because we don't want nobody to do to that to us in reverse. So let's be real mindful of that and support one another.
Writing that down there. Hookups for high school. That's what's up.
You absolutely don't get rich giving out discounts.
Never understood that, man. Why, if this is your friend, you want them to be successful, you want them to take a loss by giving you free money. I never understood that. Like when people, my friends, and they doing stuff, I buy it, make sure it's full price, leave a tip, get extra copies, whatever I got to do, because, man, like, I wrote a book and people be acting like it didn't cost me nothing to publish it. Like, if I give you a free book, that's money out of my pocket. You're going to get a free copy of it. You ain't going to tell nobody about it. You ain't going to post it on none of your socials. But yet I'm just supposed to give it to you because of proximity. That's crazy.
Absolutely, man. I'm just not that dude, bro. I went to a concert Saturday night. Cat that's a major superstar. Like I said, I don't want to name his name. But wait till because he actually said he's gonna do the show one day. But I went to go check him out, see support him. We go all the way back to elementary school, and this dude is literally world renowned. But I spent like $100 to go to a concert Saturday night that I maybe sat in my seat for maybe 20 minutes. I got a chance to actually.
Uh-oh, Marv is frozen. Is it just on my screen? Do y'all see that too? Uh-oh. Marvin, come back. Yep, he froze, Erica. He gone. What if he know it or he up there talking? Oh, I'm in here by myself now. Let's see if he come back. Yeah, Beverly, he definitely was frozen. Let's see if he come back so we can close out the show. Yeah, he left me all by myself. He was protecting me from all y'all's comments, and now I'm out here just feeling exposed. You know what I'm saying? Wayne. Not true, Wayne. Not true. That did not happen. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, man, he just gone. Well, y'all, Marvin might come back, but I'm out because I got daddy duties to get to. And but it has been a pleasure to celebrate 3 years worth of episodes. And me and Marvin are gonna be doing some real fun stuff here soon. So y'all stay posted, y'all support, y'all go to his last post and hit that Cash App so he have money to do all the amazing stuff that he's trying to do. And we'll let you know when we're having the next meetup live and in person. That's right, LJ. So we out, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Much love to all of y'all. And I'm going to take my time to get to know all of y'all better over the coming months, days, and weeks.